you know who set up the deep state in this country? People throw around this term deep state, right? They used to call it the military-industrial complex. That's what Eisenhower called it. Although, obviously, it involves intelligence and corporations as much as military-industrial.
Right. I imagine it wasn't one person who did it.
No. But who set up the military-industrial intelligence corporate complex in the United States, which we now call the deep state, were a bunch of Nazis and a bunch of Americans who helped set up the Nazis in Germany.
Right.
Okay? So, throughout the 1930s, the Dulles brothers and Rockefeller and J.P. Morgan had a company in New York that financed the rise of both the Reich in Germany and Mussolini in Italy.
Right.
And this same Allen Dulles, who was working with his brother John Foster Dulles, the same Allen Dulles who eventually becomes the director of the CIA, was seen in Prague in 1944 at the height of the war with Germany at the Skoda Works, the most sensitive German military industrial facility in the entire Reich, where the Germans were working on nuclear fusion plasma and electrogravitics. And the story comes from John Warner IV, who is from the same family as Chris Mellon, the famous Mellon family, okay? And John Warner says that, I believe it was his father, member of the Mellon family, who was friends with Allen Dulles, that Allen Dulles would talk about how he went to this place, this facility in Prague, and he saw a Nazi flying saucer. And this is in 1944 while the war is still going on. So how was he able to get past enemy lines? What was he there at the invitation of the Nazis? Yes, he was there at the invitation of the Nazis. If you look at the ending of World War II, a number of very bizarre things take place that are integral to the formation of the American deep state. The first of them is that, so, okay, let's keep it in mind that financiers in New York funneled money to create Nazi Germany in the first place.
Right.
And there was a huge Nazi contingent here in America. A lot of people don't know that there were so many American Nazis, even in New York, that on Long Island, there was a place called Camp Siegfried, which was a Nazi youth training camp, Nazi youth militia training camp.
Right.
And there were daily trains from like Penn Station. They called it the Siegfried Express. You'd go to, these people lived in Manhattan, and they sent their kids to this place. You'd go on this hour ride out to Long Island and train at Camp Siegfried. This went on all through the 1930s.
Didn't they have Nazi rallies in Madison Square Garden?
The Camp Siegfried people.
You can find photos of it, right?
Yes, the Camp Siegfried people went to Madison Square Garden and held